What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of
Uh,
Pod This, and we are back again. It's your boy Isaac and Jojo. More football
yeah, yeah,
talk.
yeah,
We have a lot for you guys today, Isaac. We have a good amount for the people today. They're gonna feast
yeah,
tonight.
yeah,
They're gonna
yeah, yeah,
feast,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
especially our United fans, because we're gonna talk about depressing teams. We're about to talk about depressing teams. So, at the time of this recording, City and Arsenal, City specifically, have faced another loss, and it's only right. That makes four losses in the last four games. First time for
Yeah.
Pep ever. So, as miraculous as this is, at least for United fans, it's also enjoyable. I can't lie. I can't lie. I'm enjoying it. But we need to talk about it. We need to talk about why this has happened. So, what are your brief
Yeah,
thoughts on like City's loss today, and maybe the last four
yeah.
losses? Why do you think this is happening to this team, man?
It's an interesting one because
Mhm.
when it started happening, I think they lost to was it Bournemouth?
It
Um,
was Tottenham, actually. I think Tottenham was that first loss in the EFL Cup, in the Carabao Cup.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, when they started
Tottenham.
losing, I mean, my initial thoughts were like, I feel like teams have figured out Manchester City. Like,
Mm.
this whole new style of football about like, keeping the ball, passing it like two
Mhm.
million times
Mhm.
before you try to create. I just felt like
Mhm.
now everybody's doing that, right? Every
Mhm.
team plays out from the back. Like you saw Brighton today, man. They are so comfortable on the
Mhm.
ball. It's crazy. Like
Mhm.
even Bournemouth wants to play from the back. Southampton. I mean, Vincent Company literally got a gig at Bayern because he stuck to playing from the back with Burnley, although he got them relegated. But still, you know what I'm saying? Like
But
everybody's
he did
trying
what
to
he
do that
did.
now. I just feel like it just got to a point where teams are starting to figure it out. It's like, well, yeah,
Mhm.
just have a very low block, have quick,
Mhm.
strong, forwards who are willing to break very fast on the transition, and you'd have a chance. And that's what happened. Even at Southampton,
Yeah.
they struggled, although they won that game 1-0.
Mhm.
Look at
Yeah.
Bournemouth. I mean, Semenyo was just like, hey, man, he was bullying Kyle Walker. I'm like, Semenyo,
Mhm.
yo,
Mhm.
is that some
Mhm.
Ghanaian fufu working, bro? You know? So that was like I was like, hey, what's happening? What's happening? So
Mhm.
it was it felt to me like, yeah, maybe the system. And Pep is also very, very rigid. He
Mm.
hasn't really
Mm.
been known to play different like styles. He doesn't look like the
Mhm.
manager who can even get his team to go like direct, like just get a ball and hit it. Like even today when they were
Mhm.
down by a goal, they still wanted to do five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 passes before the ball gets to the
Mhm.
front man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, just
Exactly.
get
Yeah.
the ball forward. But then today I also realized, honestly, City is an aging team. You know, Kevin De Bruyne is in his
Mm.
30s. Bernardo Silva
Mhm.
is in his 30s. I mean, Kovacic is
Mhm.
in his 30s. Gundogan is in his 30s.
Mhm.
I'm like, that midfield, man. Even Kyle Walker, as good as Kyle Walker is, man.
He's
Today
in
he
his
was
30s
looking a
too.
bit,
A little
today he
bit
was looking
iffy.
a bit finicky.
Mhm.
So I was like, yeah, I think that it comes that stage in every team's, lifespan where they need to start transitioning out. They need to get some young players, especially in the middle
Mhm.
of the park. Because the Premier League
Mhm.
right now is more than just I can play the ball. People are running. Today Brighton
Mhm.
just like got more aggressive in the second half, and they were able to
Yep.
take the ball off City and like really punish them physically. You know what I'm saying? And also maybe a change of style a little bit. Pep should
Mhm.
you should change it up. Allow the wingers be wingers. Let them take on their players, beat their man,
Mhm.
take a shot. Not take on the player, then cut back and pass. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
all of that vibe. It's time to spice it up a little bit. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What
Mhm.
do you think?
Oh, dude, my favorite thing about your entire argument is that you didn't bring up Rodri injury. Because I have something against City fans who are bringing up the Rodri injury as a result of why, or not as a result, but as a cause to why they're performing the way they're performing.
Yeah.
Now, let me start by saying that Rodri has been phenomenal for City, and he was an anchor in
Hmm.
all their wins and every success they had. But I don't think, at
Yeah.
least for the last four games, that Rodri is the reason why they're losing. And I want to
No,
react a lot
hundred
of what you
percent.
said. I don't want exactly Pep's rigidity, right? Is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
English came on the boat.
Yeah.
Pep is very rigid. In the last four games, he has played similarly the same form. He has played pretty much the same formation, and he has used the same personnel in the last four games where they've all
Mhm.
lost, right? He
Yeah.
has refused to change just how he does things. And Pep is Pep. It's worked out for him, but at least for his last four games, it hasn't. And that tells me a couple of things. It's like, why hasn't he switched things up, right? because that defense, I'm looking at the defense and I'm thinking that that defense is actually not a very strong defense. It has very many plot holes. If you think about the types of goals they've been conceding, specifically to
Yep.
Sporting and Brighton today, they were just being
Yep.
played through, right? Rico Lewis,
So
man,
easy.
he's cutting in, but he can't go back as quick. Sporting get a quick counter attack. That's how they got the penalty. That's how they scored. It was the same thing for
Yeah.
Tottenham, and it was the same thing for Brighton today. There was a whole scuffle in the defense, and Jean Pedro scored that goal. The assist he made
Yeah.
to I think Phillips, again right through the middle where
O'Reilly.
Lewis O'Reilly, yeah, made that pass. So the defense is, for lack of a better word, not okay. It's not good, right? Now
No,
some people
are
might,
you saying like pound for pound, as in their no? Because I've actually always thought Manchester City
mhm.
actually on paper don't have. It's like you think, oh, Akanji is not like Sergio Ramos. You get what I'm saying?
No, he's
Like they
not.
are
He's
okay.
not.
They are really
They're
just like
okay, but
average pound for pound players, and Pep just makes them
exactly,
really look good within a system.
100%.
So is that what you're saying, that like now the cracks are starting to show because they are actually on paper not that great?
That's exactly what I'm saying. And the cracks are
Oh,
starting to show
interesting.
because the talisman who was keeping the cracks together, Rodri, is now out. Right? So
Hmm.
that's why you could make an argument for Rodri's absence being felt. Not because he himself was carrying the team, but he was masking their weaknesses a lot.
True.
A lot of those passes, perhaps through the middle scenes where City have been conceding goals, maybe don't happen as easily or happen at all if Rodri is playing. But I digress from that because I don't want to put this on Rodri. I also want to put it on
Yeah,
City's
yeah, yeah.
attack. Let's be honest. In the first half of the season, they were
Yeah,
playing good football and they were scoring, but their attack has dwindled. And I have some figures to show you why. Let's go to
yeah,
Tottenham game,
bro.
right? Tottenham, City, City have 16 shots, right? But only three are on
Wow.
target. That's mad. Well, Tottenham conversely has 11 shots, right? And seven on target, so they
Yeah,
have more shot accuracy. But interestingly enough, City have twice as much possession as Tottenham. So that kind of feeds into your narrative of how much City are just passing the ball between each other and they're
they're
not really
just
giving
passing
any output. You feel me? That happened in the next game. Bournemouth. City have 17 shots, bro. Four on target.
the ball.
Bournemouth have 12, six are on target. So again, Bournemouth have less shots, but higher shot quality, right?
Hundred
And
percent.
again, Bournemouth have a third of the position that City have. So most of the teams are not even scoring possession based goals. It's counter based goals. And those goals are going through the middle of the City team. You feel me?
Yeah.
It doesn't even stop there,
Would
bro.
you?
Against Sporting, City had 19 shots, bro.
Yeah, the Sporting game I
With
watched, I
four
could
on
see the
target.
frustration. I
Like,
could see the frustration, but I'm asking myself, I,
mhm,
I don't want to say we don't want to put it on Haaland, right? Because that's one thing today I was wondering is
mhm,
like, did they actually make a mistake letting like Julian Alvarez go? Because
mhm,
you're looking through the team, you're looking for goals. Like, these stats you mentioned, like tells me
mhm.
they're actually creating some
They
avenues, but
are
like people are not taking their chances. It's like
not.
if Erling Haaland is having a bad run like he's having now, who
Mhm.
really are they turning to for the goals?
No one, bro. No one. Matter of fact, the person who's taking the second most shots as compared after Haaland is Savinho, and he's taking all of his shots from outside the box, bro. Those are low XG shots, so they're counting up to this shot tally. They're on target, but they're not gonna go in as much. In the box, it's just Haaland. Maybe you have Foden, but
Yeah,
again, so you made my point for me. On the defensive end, they're not really doing as well, but also in the offensive end, they're not really completing shots. You know me? Now, again, I think we saw some glimpse of Kevin De Bruyne being missed today because even if he came on like in the 70th minute ish, he was making some passes and making some runs that Bernardo Silva or Gundogan, one of those two, weren't
yeah,
making. Right? And I think if Kevin De Bruyne gets integrated into the team more, we might see some upside for Haaland specifically. And
yeah,
conversely, Liverpool have risen. Now we're going to talk about Liverpool after talking about Arsenal, because also Arsenal fans, we haven't forgotten you. We also see your team is a bit shaky, but I just feel like for City now, something needs to happen, like something drastic. But Pep
yeah. That's
isn't
what I
that
was
type
gonna
of
ask.
manager. Yeah,
That's what I was going to ask because like you said at the start, like Pep hasn't lost 4 games in a row before. Fun
never.
fact, by the way, Ten Hag never lost 4 games in a row. I'm just leaving that
He
in there.
didn't, but they sent him home. They said also Ten Hag didn't win the trouble though. Ten Hag didn't win the trouble though.
Hey man, hey man. Maybe if he was given 9 years, he probably would also win a treble.
Maybe, maybe you
But
never
it's,
know.
it's okay. I digress. How do they fix this, right? I actually
Yeah.
think they need to go into the market in
Hmm.
January. And that I
Really.
mean, they are one of the teams I think need to be on the market in January. We're gonna talk about the other one in the end, but
For sure. For sure.
yeah, I think in January, I think they need two signings. One more young, vibrant midfielder who can get around the pitch,
Hmm.
and they need another striker, in my opinion. That's what
Yeah.
I think. But what do you think?
I can get behind that because Haaland, for all his goodness, can also have bad form. Right now, he's on bad form.
Yeah.
He's taking many good quality shots, but none of them are entering. Right?
Yep.
Julian, Julian Alvarez could have fixed that problem. He could have come in and maybe done
Exactly.
something better. Right? So I think they should get a striker. But the question is who? Who do they get? Who is young enough to be, second in command to Haaland, but also quality enough to come in and take over Haaland when Haaland doesn't do that much.
I mean, they are supposed to be the best club in the world, isn't it? With their scouting department or whatever. They do their job, man. I mean, you can't tell me they can't find a striker out there who can deputize. I mean, they found Julian Alvarez. They should be able to do it, I feel like.
He
So
should be. It will
yeah,
be
they
a
should be able
hidden
to
gem.
fix it.
It will be a
Yeah.
hidden gem.
Yeah. I mean, if
Because
there's any club that can do that, it's them.
I mean, how many strikers are in the market right now that we know of? Minus Gyökeres and Osimhen, maybe. I don't know. You go
I
pick
mean,
Trossard.
imagine that though. They could go bully
Gyökeres,
Galatasaray and pull Osimhen.
Osimhen. But Osimhen want to deputize Haaland though. Honestly, it will be like a
Play two
Mbappe Vinicius
strikers. I mean,
situation. Let's be honest. It will be like an Mbappe Vinicius situation where you're just confused. You don't know what you're doing. No.
I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I just I'm interested to see. This is interesting because I'm interested to see how Pep decides to fix it. Are we going to see a change in tactics? Are we going to see a change in style of
Mm,
play?
mm-hmm,
Even the personal, what is he going to do? Like
mm-hmm.
Foden, for all the chat about Foden, he's missing. You know what I'm
He's
saying? Like,
missing.
what happened to Doku? Like, what?
Right?
It's interesting. So, I'm really interested. I know it's easy to just say, and I agree with you. I feel like it's a lazy assessment to just say, oh, it's because Rodri is out of the team. No, like
Mm-hmm,
Kovacic, his replacement, actually, funny enough, he's
mm-hmm.
the one who has the most goals out of all the midfield.
Exactly.
He's
So
doing
Rodri
well.
replacement.
So yeah, yeah. So I feel like there's there are cracks in there, and also I don't know like what you make of the uncertainty around Pep's future. He hasn't like settled his
Mm,
contract. Saying
yeah.
also the
Mm-hmm,
115 charges that is going on as well. Like are some
mm-hmm,
players just feeling like I don't really know my future here type situation.
mm-hmm.
Like is that like creeping into the squad?
I mean, I think it's a fair point. I think that's a very, very fair point. Uh, it can definitely hurt player confidence, right?
Yeah,
But I think that to some degree, it should be one of the lowest ranking reasons for the crippling form of the entire squad,
true,
right?
true.
Because 115 or not, I don't think either of those players will be directly affected by that, other than the fact that their management might change. Even if we imagine the worst of the worst situations where all 115 charges become now convictions or whatever the legal term is, sure, it will hurt
Yeah,
player confidence. But at the end of the day, they're players. They're not responsible for that. They're just getting paid and they're playing. So
true.
I think it could tarnish the dressing room. Maybe for Pep himself, he may not be able to fully manage and
Yeah.
drive the dressing room because that's hanging over his head. But at the end of the day, he's also perhaps not liable, and I don't know. He may not be as liable, but I think there may be something deeper.
But also, let's say like fair play to Brighton, fair play to Bournemouth, fair play to
Hmm.
Sporting, to Spurs. Like
Hmm.
they played, they bought. I mean, Bournemouth. Hey, Semenyo.
Hmm.
Hey, man, Semenyo looked like
It's
that's
already a
like our
ball.
Ghanaian Messi, man. Bro. He was okay, bro. Kyle Walker was just bouncing off the guy, man. I was like, okay, okay. So yeah,
That's already a
fair play
ball.
to those teams because like they also took the game to them instead of respecting City so much and standing off. Wait, actually, if we get at them, they are
Hmm.
capable of making mistakes, and that's what I feel like we are seeing. We're starting to see
Mm.
happen. So yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting.
let's see how it goes. It is nice though. How
It is
things
like
are looking.
as United
It
fans,
has
we
brought
get
some
right.
jeopardy, some jeopardy
Exactly.
into the fight for the title and everything. And it's just
100%.
so interesting. Us now at this time, moment in
Hmm.
time, man,
Hmm. I mean,
bro.
I think now is a very good time to get into that team that has fallen even further down the ladder. Arsenal fans are looking at you. Arsenal fans are looking at you. For all Arsenal have provided to the league about chasing City and everything,
Bro,
they sit at sixth right now. Chelsea is above them. No one thought Chelsea would be above. Dude, you and I didn't even have Chelsea in the top 10, bro. Let me look at the table right now because things are being interesting, bro. The Prem table, we have
No.
Brighton. Nottingham is above Arsenal. So what's up with Arsenal, bro? Like, what's going on over there?
I mean, anytime I talk about Arsenal, their
Yeah.
fans come for me. They make it look like I'm just hating or everything. I've
Well,
always said number one,
mhm.
Ateta is not the manager to win them the Premier League. I've always said this. He's not that
Yeah.
guy.
True.
You know, even if he's
Mhm.
going to be the guy, I've always said I believe he can be the guy, but he's not gonna not win anything else and just skip straight. I'm winning the Premier League.
Mhm.
Something has to happen before that. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
When Klopp was challenging City, he was picking up like a Carabao on the way, picked up a
Mhm.
Champions League on the way.
Mhm.
In 2018. Then the next year,
Mhm.
boom, my guy picked up the league. So I feel like
Mhm.
I've always said it, this squad needs a winning feeling, a trophy winning feeling. It
Mhm.
could just be the Carabao Cup, it could be the FA Cup. Imagine you go into the FA Cup against Manchester United, for example, in the final, your rivals, and they
Mhm.
win. Like, imagine what that would do for them. It's like, oh yeah, we actually won. This is the feeling of
Mhm.
winning a trophy. Let's stop with this beautiful football, 1,000 passes. My guy, 2,000 passes is not winning the trophy.
It
You
isn't.
understand?
It isn't. It
And
isn't.
so I feel like they, I've not even started talking about why the squad is even struggling. I'm just like trying to talk about how I feel like they need a mentality change. It can't just
Mhm.
be let's just challenge for the title year in year out. Like, you should expand your horizon, aim for more than
Mhm.
that. And I feel like that's what actually affected their summer signings. I feel like the summer he was just thinking about the
Mm.
Premier League. He was just thinking, you know what? If I lose Saliba, if Saliba gets injured, I might be in trouble. So let me sign more
Mhm.
defenders. Let me go and get Caleb Fury, right?
Mhm.
Let me get Marino. I'm like, wait, those are some
Mhm.
kind of negative signings in my mind. I'm like,
Mm.
this summer they could have decided not to do anything, blown 100 million on Victor Osimhen. They'll be in a better position than they are right now.
Mhm.
Because right now, if you look at Arsenal, the problem actually is the goals, man. The
Mhm.
goals, if they are not doing 2,000 crosses and corners, they are not scoring goals. Kai Havertz is not scoring goals. Bukayo Saka, now people are double teaming him, so he's not really
Mhm.
getting, you know, the opportunity to score goals. Martinelli ain't that guy.
Mm-mm.
Trossard, he's not a starter. So, like,
Mhm.
Odegaard is injured. Now Trossard has come in. You are starting to see he's not that guy. So I just
Mhm.
feel like Arsenal made a big mistake in the summer. They should have signed Victor Osimhen.
Mm.
And it is really simple. Arsenal's problem, they have a solution. January,
Mhm.
the guy has a 75 million euros release clause. You go to Galatasaray, you give them 75 million euros. Simple. Osimhen here, boom, 250K a week. Let's go. Done.
Mhm.
Done. That's all I'm
Mhm.
saying, man.
Okay.
Arsenal fans, let me know whether you agree or not. But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, I think on behalf of all Arsenal fans, I think that's a fair assessment. I'd like to introduce perhaps another point to your argument about losing Odegaard and not having him for this long period of time. I think
Hmm.
it's similar to City losing Rodri, but I think in this case, losing Odegaard really has removed Arsenal's goal output engine in terms of the chances he
True.
creates and the goals and the assists he makes. Because
100%.
I think their XGI before and after Odegaard is very clear. It's a lot less. I don't have the exact figures, but Odegaard is right there for them. So
Hmm.
I believe Odegaard now is now back. He might be back for the Chelsea game. I think he should be. I
Yeah.
think he was in training this week.
Hmm.
Maybe it's an upset for Arsenal now. There's also the argument that they've technically faced harder teams. So going forward into the league, they might see an upside as it balances out as they face like the less harder teams. I think that's what Arsenal fans would argue.
Hmm.
So let me play angel's advocate for them in that regard. But I still don't disagree with you
Okay.
because I think there was some pride or some sort of ego going into the summer because your summer transfer really communicates your vision for the next season and how you feel your team is
That's what
like.
I'm
You
saying.
feel me? And I agree with you. I just don't think that they were fortifying the areas they needed to fortify to become a title winning team. Because even if they were just fixing on the title, right? They went and bought Sterling. And
He's not even playing.
eh,
Like,
so you don't do
they
that
were
if you're trying to win
safe.
the title.
Pragmatic.
Yeah.
Maybe they are trying to win from a perspective of defending. And I saw Jamie Carragher, like,
Mhm.
it's not a criticism. He was just making an observation about how Arteta is morphing into like a Mourinho type manager where he's focusing
Mm-hmm.
on like being pragmatic, let's not concede goals. Which is crazy because they're actually conceding goals now. There is no technical analysis for me. They're a good team. They know how to play
Mm-hmm.
football. I mean, it's obvious. When Odegaard comes, they are going to create more and maybe the goals will flow. But that's a big
Mm-hmm.
maybe. That's a big if. We've seen players come back from injury and take time to, sort of settle in. And who knows, maybe by the time he actually settles in, who knows, maybe
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool would have gone away with a title. They are now 8 points clear. If Arsenal
Mm-hmm.
loses tomorrow to Chelsea, oh my God. You know what I'm saying?
Which,
So I'm
which
like,
can happen. Which can happen.
it, what can happen? So for me, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty simple. January, 75 million euros. Go and get Victor Osimhen. Like, that's
Okay.
it. That would be statement. I feel like that would be statement. Like, now we
And
want to win.
that's what you need to do sometimes. That's what you need to do. The same way City
Exactly.
signed Haaland, and they were like, we're signing the best striker right now in the world.
That's it.
We're putting our resources in, and he came out for them. You know what I'm saying?
Trouble, man.
So
Trouble.
treble. City don't win the treble without Haaland in no way, shape, or form, and that's how you
Exactly,
do it.
man.
And the funny part is, City would concede goals too. City were never keeping clean sheets, bro. City won by
100%.
outscoring teams. City won
Exactly.
exactly. So I agree with your point. I think Arsenal needs to be a little bit bolder, and we've created that sort of cloud of, you know, I would say invisible comfort where we're praising Arsenal not because of how good they play, but because of how close they get to City. And
I
that's
blame the
what
Arsenal
Tottenham
fans.
was. We do. No,
I blame
100%.
I blame Jesse Kimani. He was on here, a few weeks ago talking about how, where Ateta took us from, all that. No, I get
Mhm.
the sentiment. I get that.
Yeah.
But after 5 years, man, you need to start laying down some ground rules. After
Hmm.
5 years, come on, there comes a time where you say, come on, guy, you've been here for 5 years. It's like
Hmm.
almost 700 million euros or pounds spent. Like, come on, we need something. If you're not going to win the Premier League, come on. It can't be one FA Cup in the first half season,
Hmm.
with Obama and them. It has to be more than that.
Hmm.
Like go on and do something. Can they even reach like a semi-final in Champions League? Like do something. It can't just be I finished second twice behind Manchester City, and 5 years
Right?
later he's still in the job at Arsenal. Like,
Hey, that's
come on.
what Tottenham used to be. With all due respect to Tottenham, that's what they
No,
used to be.
no, you should actually say it. You should say
That's
it.
what they
And I
used to
know
be.
it's gonna hurt Arsenal fans, but they should actually think
Yeah.
about that. They should
They're,
think
they're
about that.
becoming like Tottenham, bro.
You don't want to be like Tottenham, where you're like, okay, we play good football, we just challenge all over the place, but we don't win anything. You don't want to be that club, you
Hmm.
know. And
You don't
I'm
want to be
saying
that
if
club.
he ends this season trophyless once again, and Jojo, let me pose this question to you as well. If
Hmm.
Arteta ends this season trophyless once again, do you think they should start talking about moving on from Arteta? And do you actually believe that Arsenal can win the Premier League or the Champions League under Mikel Arteta?
Arteta has been here for 5 years, boss. He's overturned the team in the last two. I just don't think they can. I don't see how they could. I'm trying to be
Mhm.
empathetic to Arsenal fans because I know what it feels like for your team to be bad and suddenly look like they're good. But looking like you're good is not the point. You have to win. They haven't been winning anything. So there's no sign that they're going to win. There's no sign that they've won anything. There's no sign that they're competing with the best team. So in all metrics of a winning team, how are you going to win? They aren't even signing players that are going to get them over the line. So even as a neutral, right? Like I don't like Arsenal, but even if I supported Norwich. Is Norwich? Yeah, shout out to Norwich. If I was a Norwich fan assessing Arsenal, what would I go off of to say they're going to win under Mikel Arteta? Right? I would understand that at this point in time, it's hardest to sack Arteta because it looks like he's going up. It's hardest to,
Yeah.
but maybe it's a necessary thing to do because he has brought you to a point where now you're comfortable enough. Maybe someone else
Mhm.
should take the wheel and actually get you over the line. That's my assessment. I think at this point, we need to recognize that Arteta might just be the guy to get them into the space, but not get them to the title. And Arsenal fans, you can crucify me up and down. Jesse, Big
He's
Now,
their
I'm looking
Moses,
at you.
Charlie. He will never get to Cana.
Yeah, wicked. That's wicked, but it's so true though. It's so true. But hey, look, we can talk about Arsenal all time, but I think it's only fair that we talk about them as far as their game is tomorrow. As at the time of this recording, Arsenal are about to play Chelsea tomorrow. And
Yeah.
what do you think would it look like if we did a combined 11 based on Premier League
Mm.
form and current
Yep.
Premier League squad of Arsenal, Chelsea,
Yeah. Current
right?
squad. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think? Let's try to dabble in that. Let's see exactly what we would think. And if you're watching this and you're either an Arsenal or Chelsea fan or not, feel free to drop your team down in the comments. Let us know what you think. But I
Yeah,
actually have my team up here. What formation are you going for if you were to build this team?
I think it has to be a um. Okay, it's an interesting one. We're doing current squad, current
Current squad
form,
in the
and
Premier
this
League
season, and
this
this
season
season
in
as
the
well.
Premier League. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we should do a 4-2-3-1.
I'm doing a 4-3-3.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's go. So in goal, in goal, I think there's only one answer really.
There's only one option.
It's
Yeah.
Raya. It's Raya.
Right.
So
I have
let's not
Raya
debate.
too. Yeah, that's not debated. Um,
Yeah.
but hey, if it wasn't Raya, would you give it to Sanchez?
Funny enough, he actually has one of the highest save percentages in the Premier League. So that's interesting. But he's
Mhm.
he's not
He's playing.
confident. Like he
Yeah.
will save and then do something. You're like, wait, what the hell is he doing? So yeah, I
Hmm.
think it's Raya for sure.
It's
I
fair.
mean, the whole defense line for me would to be hard to get a Chelsea player in there, but
It
let's
would
see what
be.
you do.
It would be very hard. I can't lie. But I might pull one in there just for fun. I mean, centre backs. I think I'm going Saliba, Gabriel. I don't think we have to debate that. What do you think?
Non-debatable. That's it.
Non-debatable. That's
Nothing
it.
to say
Let's
there.
let's see remove one from that. Right back. Who you got?
Okay, right back though is an interesting one because
Yeah.
I like Malo Gusto, man. Malo Gusto at
He's.
Chelsea. I like the guy. I like the guy.
Are we going off of current form or like player
I mean,
capability?
current form. I mean, you are the one
Current
who
form.
said current form. I
Okay,
mean,
cool, cool,
player
cool. So,
capability. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool. Okay,
I
let's
feel
say
like Malo
current
Gusto.
form,
Yeah,
true,
he's
and
having a
also
really good
available
season,
players.
and also available players. Yeah,
Okay, cool. So yeah, Malo Gusto for sure. There's an argument for Reece James just because of how good he is and can be, but he hasn't been playing ball. Reece James won't play.
that's
Do
like
you not
Manchester
like
United fans talking about Luke Shaw. I don't want to hear that, man. I don't want to
it?
hear that. Then you say, "Oh, he's good if he's fit." My guy, my guy, my guy. I'm done with that. All of that too. Right now, for me, in rating a player's ability, I add the ability to be available. Do you understand? You have to be
Okay,
available. Like I'm literally putting Bruno Fernandes in the category of Kevin De Bruyne just because he's always available. Do you understand?
that's fair. I
That for me
mean,
is like
the
50
ability
more points.
is.
You have to be available. Stay fit, man. What do you mean you are the best
Well,
player if you are
mhm,
fit? Come on, we're not doing that anymore. So yeah,
fair
no Rich
argument. Fair
James
argument.
business. No Rich James.
Okay, so
I
Malo
could have made an
Gusto.
argument for Ben White.
Ben White has 1 assist, 3 clean sheets
Mm,
in the Prem this season. I'm just looking at the stats right now as I'm going through.
mm.
So maybe off of that, some people would argue Ben White, but I think when it comes to actual play and like knitting the defensive line and going forward, I would take my local store over Ben White. That's no hate to Arsenal fans. Don't crucify me. Maybe a little bit, but hey, who do you take at left back?
Kukurea.
Correa?
Mhm.
Would you make the argument for Timber?
Okay, so this is what I'm willing to do.
Okay,
I'm willing to move
okay.
Timber because I think Timber is actually really good.
He's
Like
really good.
really,
Exactly.
I'm willing to move him to right back because Malogusto, I like Malogusto, but now that you just mentioned the stats assist wise, maybe he's not as effective as I thought.
Hmm.
Because I was thinking of Malogusto from the point that he has actually contributed, this season to like
No,
goals and stuff like that.
no contribution this season yet.
And I think
But
now that Rich James is back, he's actually losing his place. Rich James is
yeah,
being
100%.
played,
Yeah, yeah,
and so I'm willing to move Timber to the right, and then Kukurea has to be in
yeah.
the team for me. Like, say what you want about Kukurea, but like that guy is one of the best left backs around, in my opinion. Like, he's so good, man.
Okay, I
He's so
mean,
good.
him and Timber have the same amount of. Actually, he has no assists or goals this season. He has 2 clean sheets. That's one over Timber, um, and he has one more appearance over Timber. So fairly the same number of stats. Does Timber? Correct me if I'm wrong, but does Timber ever play right back?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He has actually
Oh,
been playing.
okay.
They've been benching Ben White, funny enough,
Yeah.
and yeah, he's filled in there a couple of times,
Hmm.
and he's one of those guys who can play right foot, left foot. So,
So we have Raya, Timber,
hmm
Kukurea, then Saliba and Gabriel. Okay, cool. So with
yeah,
your
yeah,
four
only one
two,
Chelsea player. Oof.
yeah, with your 4-2-3-1, who are your two midfielders?
Caicedo and Thomas Partey.
Okay. Okay, just give me your third midfielder as well.
Cole Palmer. Duh.
So Palmer. Okay. Okay, okay, okay,
I mean,
cool.
Palmer is the
Um
10. I don't
Palmer is
think
the
we
10.
will argue that. So yeah, so
No,
now let me know how you change it because for me it has to be it's Caicedo and Thomas Partey. So, like, what's your
okay.
difference there?
I had Rice and I had Palmer, of course. I had Odegaard. I had Rice,
Nah, bro.
Palmer. Bro,
Other guy's been injured. Other guy's
you
been
can't.
injured.
As of this moment, Odegaard is training. He is on form, but you can't let Odegaard out of this team, bro. How are you gonna play without Odegaard, bro?
What are you talking about? No, no, we're not saying he's not good, but on current form this season, how many games has he even played for Arsenal?
You know what's funny? I'm willing to break that rule for Odegaard. He's just too good,
Has he even scored a goal?
man. Let me
Has
look.
he even
Let me
scored a
look.
goal this season?
He's been injured though. He's been proper injured. He's
My
been
point
proper. I mean, he
exactly.
only
So
had
why are
three
we trying to
appearances. He's because he's just in a combined Arsenal Chelsea
bro?
11. He's just that
Uh,
good. But you know what? Fine. I see the argument you're making, right? Odegaard isn't
yeah.
playing. Sure, I'm willing to put in Caicedo in there, or even maybe even Caicedo, Partey. Honestly speaking, I had my hand on Palmer, Odegaard, and Rice in my three.
No, I
Palmer,
think
Odegaard.
when they are all fit and everything, that is the
Mm-hmm.
best midfield. That I agree
Yeah.
with. You get what I'm saying? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
But Rice this season he's been struggling actually.
True. True. Rice, Rice is being asked to do more than just a DM role. He's creating more chances. He has three big
Mm,
chances created this season, so he's being asked to play multiple positions because Odegaard isn't there, right? And he actually missed
true.
a really like he missed a really obvious goal last week. I think it was last week.
I'm willing to go Caicedo, Rice, and Cole
Hmm.
Palmer. Just because, when they are off it, of course, Odegaard gets in the team. But right now,
Yeah.
come on. I'm not going to put him in after 3 games. That's unfair.
Well,
Unfair
okay.
to
Okay.
all the
That's
good
fair.
work Caicedo has been doing.
That is fair. That is fair. But are you saying that if Odegaard is playing ball and we're assuming that he's playing good ball for Arsenal, he bounces Caicedo, or do you then change your formation?
Well, then I'll change the formation. Play a 4-3-3.
Hmm.
So, Odegaard
Okay.
becomes the central midfielder alongside Cole Palmer.
Okay. Okay.
And then
I can get to
Caicedo
that.
will be the holding midfielder for sure.
It won't be Rice.
No, no chance. It's Caicedo, man.
This season Caicedo has played better football than Rice. I must admit,
I
he
mean, we are
has
doing this season, though.
two assists, one goal. So Caicedo's been playing ball. He's been playing ball. He's been playing
Yeah.
ball. Okay, cool.
Okay,
So
front
let's
three.
let's start with front three. Let's start with the most obvious right wing.
Yeah,
Um,
Bukayo.
yeah, like there's no need to
Yeah,
debate that.
he's that guy. He's that guy.
He's that guy. Left wing.
That's that one. That's a tricky one
It's very tricky because Chelsea's left
because
wingers. Chelsea's left wingers have been balling, bro.
they've been balling, but
Chelsea.
there's also some inconsistency. Sometimes it's Mudrik, sometimes it's Sancho, sometimes it's Neto. So there's a
Sometimes
bit.
it's okay.
Martinelli plays almost every game on the left wing, but he's so ineffective. Oh my god, it's crazy.
Yeah,
So
bro.
going off of, I,
Hmm?
I like Mudrik, personally. You've known this for a long time. I've always been
I
a
know.
Mudrik.
We can't put
Oh,
Mudrik ahead of. We can't put him ahead of even ahead of Madweke, bro. We can't put him ahead of Madweke. We can't put him ahead of
true,
Neto.
true.
So
Okay, I'm gonna go Pedro Neto because I just feel like,
yeah,
but what has he really done though, Pedro Neto? He hasn't even scored.
he only has two assists in the Premier League. We're talking about Premier League form. So to
Yeah,
do that,
Premier League.
I'm gonna go Madweke.
He's not a left winger. Are you just trying to shoot him,
No, because I'm
Saka
looking at
takes?
yeah, he's not a left winger, but the same way you shoot in Timber to the right, I'm looking at all the other options we have. You could make an option for Martinelli, but okay, they have the same number of goal and assists. But
Then it has to be Martinelli, really.
Madueke has 4 goals with not that many chances created. I'm looking at the stats right now. Um,
No, but first of all, I do think Madueke is having a better season than Martinelli. That being said, though, left wing, man, we want a left winger.
okay,
Um, but I'm
so
willing to concede because I'm not really like sure of like my left winger anyway. So
I'm
I'm
gonna go with
willing to
Martinelli
concede.
for real Because if it's not Madueke, it's Martinelli. If it's not either of them, it's Neto or we're going back to
Okay, let's go
um
Madueke. Although I
Ant.
do think Pedro Neto has been doing really, really well. So, I mean, if we are willing to Pedro Neto, who technically should also be a right winger on the left, then we might as well be willing to put Madueke on there. So,
Okay, so we're going
I'm
Madueke.
okay.
Is
Yeah, I'm
Madueke the
okay with that.
best? Is he the best left winger in these combined teams right now? That's kind of weird to
I
say.
mean,
I
who are
can't
you
lie.
going to play? Because it's not Martinelli. It's not
It's not
Jaden
Martinelli
Sancho.
this season. It's not. This season, it's not. So I
Exactly.
think
So,
it is Madueke. For everyone watching,
mm,
if you agree, man, let us know. We want to know what you guys think. So up front,
exactly.
I'm taking Jackson up front.
Oh, yeah. I thought we were going to have a debate here, but yeah, yeah, yeah. Me too, man. I
No,
was
not
willing to
taking
fight
Jackson.
for the boy.
Nah,
Nico
I mean,
Jackson.
who
You
else could be
surprised
there,
me,
honestly? Who else
Hey,
could
I
be there?
mean,
Who else
you
could
could
be?
argue for Kai Havertz though. Havertz
Oh,
has had a good
hell
return.
no. Hell no. Dude, Jackson has, let me look at his stats. 6 goals, I
He's
think.
got like 6 Prem goals.
6 goals, 3 assists, 23 shots, 10
Havertz has like
appearances.
four.
Four.
Havertz
Four
has
goals,
like four
one
Prem.
assist, one chance created. Come on. Nah, nah.
Nico
Dude,
Jackson.
I'm going for Nicholas Jackson. He has pleasantly surprised me this season. The way he has come through for
Yeah,
Chelsea. I like the way that
100%.
Maresca
I
has been
agree.
using him and the way he's been playing ball. So Jackson for sure, undoubtedly, at least at the moment. I
5 Chelsea players.
never
Okay.
then
Uh,
6 Arsenal. Okay,
it's well
interesting.
balanced. Like,
It's well
yeah.
balanced. I think that's proper. I don't think that's unfair. Do you think? Let me try to look around and see if there are any forgot. Maybe any shout outs, any honorable mentions. You know, who didn't
Oh,
make the
honorable
team? Like
mention
Pat
Pedro Neto for sure. And Partey,
Pedro.
100%. Well,
Okay.
um, yeah, and Romeo Lavia for the few games I've seen him play, he just has kind of been in and out, with Enzo
Mm-hmm.
Fernandez. But like
Mm-hmm.
Lavia, for the few games I've seen, he's actually been really good. So shout out to him as well. But
I
yeah,
mean, he's
I
been
think I
making
think that's
impact, but there's no like stats wise. There's no stat impact. There's no
right. The
numbers.
holding midfielder, man. Jojo, holding
Yeah.
midfielder, man.
The,
Your
the,
job is
the,
to just
I mean, the job is to hold
hold the midfield, literally.
these create chances, bro, or key passes. None of that. Nothing.
Like
So
Casemiro be
anyway,
doing, isn't it?
come on now. Shout out to big boy Casemiro. You feel me? Shout out to big boy Casemiro. But guys, I think there you have it. So let's just go over our combined 11 again. We had Raya in goal. Then we had
Mm-hmm.
Kukurea on the left. And
Yep.
then we had Timber on the right. And between those
Yep.
guys, we had Saliba and Gabriel. Our midfield, we had Caicedo, Palmer, and Rice. Right? In a
Yep.
4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, whatever you want to sort it out. And
Yes,
then we
sir.
had Saka. And then Saka, Madueke, and through the middle, Jackson. I think that's a fair team. I'll,
It's a
I'll
good
take that
lineup.
right now. Yeah, good
Yeah,
lineup.
yeah. What
But
are your
remember,
predictions for
listen.
tomorrow then?
Oh, I think I think it could go either way. Honestly, I don't think it'll be a big score line.
Really?
Maybe, yeah, I don't think it'll be a big score line. I'm saying maybe 2-1 either or. I'm not really struck on which team would win. Maybe Chelsea. Chelsea are playing better football. They're more informed than Arsenal, so Chelsea could win a 2-1. I think if Chelsea do score, Jackson will be involved somehow,
Okay.
either goal or
Okay.
assist for sure. I don't know if Palmer is playing tomorrow though. Like there were some signs of him being injured this week,
Yeah.
and I know he
Yeah.
posted on IG, so that might affect them. He is their best player. So if Arsenal lose, it might be for that. If Arsenal win, it might be for that reason. But hey, I'm saying Chelsea 2-1. Let me put something. Let me stand on something. How about you?
Okay. Yeah, Arsenal are winning that game, man.
You think so? You said
Yeah.
it so confidently, boss.
Yeah, yeah. So confident. Arsenal are gonna beat Chelsea, man. Because I looked at Chelsea's performance when they played Manchester United. I'm like, bro, this is like the best time to get Manchester United and cook them, you know. And
Hmm.
then they went and it was weird. We were terrible on the day, but Chelsea were terrible too. And I was like, come on.
Hmm.
I thought like these are the kind of games you go in and show that yeah, we are here. It's been easy. They've been playing these kids and just cooking them. But so far they've
Hmm.
struggled to beat like the top clubs aside Newcastle. So
Hmm.
yeah, I think Arsenal will beat them. Too much experience. The Arsenal have a better defense line. Chelsea's defense is
Let's
bad.
do.
I also think because Odegaard is
He's
coming back,
back.
I think Odegaard impacts big games more than Palmer does. Palmer still really, big games he
Hmm.
tends to just disappear. So Arsenal are winning 3-1.
Three. Okay. Okay.
We
Okay.
Messi.
I'll catch you in the next
That's
recording and
for
we'll see.
Jesse, man. Shout out to Jesse.
Three though, I don't think they'll put three behind Chelsea. You made the
I mean, we'll
argument
see,
for
man.
Odegaard. But Odegaard is just coming back from injury. He has to adjust the whole nine.
Mm.
I don't even think he'll start. To be honest, he might come on as a sub. I
Yeah.
don't think he'll start tomorrow's game. So we'll
Yeah.
see how that goes. Right.
We'll
I think
see.
now's a good time though to close out by talking about our favorite men in white, the Los Blancos. Let's talk
Los
about Madrid,
Blancos, man.
man. We always, circle around this topic. And as of this recording, Madrid just thrashed Osasuna 4-0. Vini scored a hat trick. It feels like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that was deep justice. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it was good they won. They needed that win. Um, Especially for Vini's confidence. Bellingham also got on the score sheet. Very nice goal from Bellingham, by the way.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so, but there are still questions, man. Mbappe is still invisible today. Invisible.
hmm
Like you think when I woke up, I saw 4 now. I'm like, Mbappe must have scored at least one of them.
right.
Nothing. Didn't even
So,
create one of them. So there are still question marks there. And they just, oh my god, Eden Militao is out for the rest of the season.
hmm
Lucas Vasquez also got injured, so
out.
they literally have
Yeah,
no right back right now. Their
hmm
defense line is shaky.
hmm
So yeah, that Rodrigo also was subbed out due to injury as well. So yeah, Madrid actually have some problems. They might need to go into the market in January. Liverpool should
hmm
be afraid. Trent Alexander-Arnold might be put in January.
He did get injured today, though. He did
He
get
did,
injured
but
today. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, man, Madrid. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. But the injuries kind of maybe we'll start to see Adagula more. I want to see that kid play ball. And Endrick and
Okay.
those guys. So it could be a blessing in disguise, but
hmm
let's see. I mean, yeah, sad
Okay.
for especially Eder Militao, man. That's another
hmm
ACL in like 15 months. That's two
Bro,
torn ACLs in 15 months. That's yeah, I don't know. But yeah,
I mean, leave the football before
we
it leaves you, know? Yeah.
he's 25, man. Like he's 25. Like it's
I
sad,
mean,
man.
that's how Aguero retired. Like he was a more serious condition, right? But sometimes
True,
injuries
true.
do tire you. I agree with what you said. I just keep on coming back to the question: Will Madrid? Did Madrid finally make a mistake? And that was that mistake signing Mbappe, trying to force it. Because Madrid are not known for making mistakes; they just somehow find a way, bro. But is this that one? And I think it's too early to call. I don't want to be like a pundit who's trying to get like sound bites, but we're seeing like there's proof in the games and how the games are being played. Like everyone knew that it would be
True,
like a
true.
huge
It's a tough
puzzle
one.
for
I mean,
Ancelotti to solve. You feel me? To like fit Mbappe into the team, and it's not working yet. They've gone through so many formations: 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2-2, 4-1-2-1-2. Like so many things happen, and maybe it's time that Vinicius to United dream we talked about with that Rashford shot. Remember we talked
you
about
know,
that?
actually, just to consider, I was thinking of something interesting today. I was like, okay, Mbappe is struggling.
hmm
I think Real Madrid right now would rather lose Mbappe than lose Vinny. At least that's what I think from the outside in, because Vinny
Yeah.
is being really impactful. And I'm like, okay, wait till Manchester City actually need another attacker apart from Haaland. And
hmm
Mbappe likes to play off of the left. Can we see maybe Mbappe moving to Manchester City, just so he can get his left wing? I'm like, because they
Yeah.
need Manchester City needs something else than what Haaland is doing, and
hmm
and Real Madrid really are struggling to fit Mbappe into this whole, setup they are trying to set up. The guy doesn't want to play as a number nine. Even today
hmm
he was drifting off of the left so much. There was even a period in the game where he went to the left wing and still didn't do anything even from the left
hmm
wing. So I don't know what's happening, man. But yeah, that's something I thought
Maybe
about. City fans, City
City
fans,
fans.
City fans should let us know. Claude, would you like Mbappe?
Claude, you're looking at you, bro. I mean, maybe the football is a weird place to be, but hey, I think that's a good place for us to pair it off for today.
We're thinking we might introduce another section to our
Oh
pod
yeah,
soon coming.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
So Jojo and I are from Africa. Jojo is Uganda, is my Ugandan brother. I'm from Ghana,
yes,
and we're
sir.
thinking, hey, maybe we might share our experiences studying in America, life in America.
Mhm.
So let us know in the comments if you would like that piece.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let us
See
know
you
if you'd
guys.
like to also share your experience as well. Yeah.
100%.
So
100%.
yeah, man. See you guys soon, man. Peace.